Um, Dr. And we understood about being gluten free, we understood about eating less. But let's say in a plate, right, where let's say in an Indian plate where there's roti, sabzi, dal, all of it. I really want to understand two things. One, what is healthy and what is not, what to eat more and what to eat less. So, to really understand this, we have a thali here. Can we have the Indian thali here?
I thought I could smell food.
So we have a typical Indian thali here. This is rice, roti, some sabzi, paneer, a mixed veg, dal, some fried batata vada, gulab jamun, onion, 2 cups of rice and 2 parathas and a glass of chas. Now I need you to sort of remove things from here.
Okay. So, the first perspective, anyone looking at a thali, designing their own thali or ordering a thali, is this: who am I? Am I a laborer? Am I a delivery boy? Am I working in the hot sun? Am I climbing 20 flights of stairs in the whole day? Or am I sitting here as a desk jockey?
That's jockey, all of us.
So, most of us in India who are watching this podcast are desk jockeys. If you are into manual labor, first of all, this thali will be correct if you are into manual labor. Now, let's understand why people who are desk jockeys, what could be wrong in this. The first thing is, when you are a desk jockey, what are you using? Your brain, and you're using your fingers. Not much movement. So, basically, you need your brain to function with carbohydrate, chiefly glucose. In this, the carbohydrate comes from your roti and your rice. But I'm using only my brains and not my muscles. So the quantity that needs to be defined is, as I said earlier, the weight of the person and the BMR. So I could be 70 kgs, but somebody else could be 100 kgs. So a 100 kg guy who's not trying to lose weight could do with 2 servings of rice. But a 70 kg guy could do with only 1 serving of rice. Now, if I want to be a little bit nitpicky, भाई ये तो white rice है, इसका ग्लाइसेमिक इंडेक्स ऊपर है, मतलब ये शरीर के अंदर जाएगा, थप्पड़ देगा, ज़्यादा ग्लूकोज है, लो स्लम, बॉडी से अरे भाई इतना ग्लूकोज दिया, ब्रेन तो यूज़ करो कि आई नीड 40, आपने 100 दिया, एक काम करो ना, लिवर को बोले 60 को एफडी डिपॉजिट कर दो. एफडी डिपॉजिट का मतलब क्या है? फैट डिपॉजिट. White rice can be also responsible for your high triglyceride levels. White flour can be responsible for your high triglyceride levels. So am I a laborer? Am I a desk jockey? Oh, 2 roti hai. वो no roti नहीं, sorry, पराठा है. हाँ.
It's not even roti.
तो पराठे का मतलब full fat, full oil. भाई एक molecule का fat है 9 calories. 1 molecule of carbohydrate 4 calories. 1 molecule of protein 4 calories. So suddenly your paratha is Dara Singh. Heavy hitter, right? So now what I'm thinking is, does a desk jockey need so much of roti and so much of rice? So if I come and analyze the person, if the person is with cholesterol, pot belly, 20 kgs over, India, how will you know you're overweight? Do your BMI, body mass index. It's a ratio of your height to your weight. I'm sure you can calculate it and give them the calculator down below. Now, if you're beyond 24.6 BMI, you're considered obese by the medical fraternity. I'm not a doctor, I'm a nutritionist. So we have said, Arey bhai, that's a waste. Forget BMI. Go with fat percentage. The Indian male should be between 15 to 20% fat. The woman should be between 20 to 25. You can increase that and say that, okay, ठीक है, थोड़ा chubby होने का. But when men cross 25% body fat and women cross 35% body fat, that's when alarm bells go off for the carbohydrate content in your diet, because you're eating too much of carbohydrates. Liver बोलते सलाम साहब, आज तो ब्रेन इतना यूज किया, बाकी का है एफडी का डिपॉजिट. So we are spending less, that's the movement is less, and we are depositing more or saving more. So what I would do is I would change my rice or eliminate my rice into millets or brown rice. I would take my maida based paratha and go with whole wheat paratha, or I would go with millets, jowar, bajra. We have forgotten how to eat a jowar, bajra. And then the reason behind it is ease of preparation. It is easier to prepare a maida based wheat paratha than to make a jowar, bajra, amaranth type of chapati. Also, what happens, most of the thalis, the paratha and all are not prepared taza immediately. It's prepared about half an hour, 45 minutes earlier. So when you take the roti out, it becomes papad when it's jowar, bajra. So could you find a place that would give you more of a millet based chapati? Go small on it. Now, the other things over here, the palak paneer, I got trolled for making a video on how palak and paneer is a wrong combination for only people who have hemoglobin problems or anemic. But otherwise, for everybody else, perfect amount of protein. Some greens is there. In fact, this and that sag is something that I would put there as the iPhone of this dish, as the Rolls Royce of this dish,
I
as the
agree.
best option. The batata vada, we will gravitate towards that because when you are stressed out, the human tendency is to ask the brain, भाई तुमको क्या खाने का है? Brain बोलेगा, भाई कुछ तो मीठा दे दो, कुछ तो fried दे दो. There is a thing when you take oil and you take sugar, it activates the pleasure center in the brain. So you're not eating out of the nutrition in your body, you're eating out of pleasure. And the same goes on the opposite side for our gulab jamun. Should you eat a sweet? Well, I would check if my office had ants by storing that to eat it 2.5, 3 hours later. 4 baje ka time, right? Maybe at that time I would eat it. I'd give a gap.
So if I eat this meal right now and I give a gap of 3 hours and then eat my gulab jamun, that's healthier than eating it along with my
What
meal?
I'm trying to do is I'm trying to distribute my resources whilst not denying you the primal pleasures of eating a dessert.
But is there a signs of insulin spiking?
Absolutely.
Because if I'm anyways eating carbs, etc., which is anyways going to convert into sugar now. So if I park my gulab jamun for 4 o'clock, it's better off. Is that the logic?
So that's how I want to let India understand that the next 10 years are going to be very exciting. You see, up until 10 years ago, people drove on the roads whatever speed they wanted. Correct? Now what they had, on the highway, 60, 80, 100, the board is there. People say, chalta hai. I will eat what I want. I will drive at what speed I want. The moment they put camera and they started, I got fined in Bangalore just last week. I stopped the car on the zebra, right? And not one day, 2 days in a row, until I got a fine. I was like, Arey, Ryan, look carefully when you're driving. Look carefully. There's a zebra stop before. So now when I drive, I stop before. But it cost me a fine. Where am I going India with this? When you put a CGM device, a continuous glucose monitor on you, even if you're not diabetic, you get mind blown what food does to your sugar spike. Because अभी खाएगा, कुछ नहीं देखता है, फाइन नहीं मिल रहा है ना, फाइन तो 20 साल के बाद आ जाएगा, भाई ये ले लो, डायबिटीज का चापा. But before that, how can you figure it out? When you put so many calories inside of you, the sugar spike begins to show on a CGM. Now let's assume, Saloni, nobody has a sugar spike monitor on them. How do I know whether it's right for me? The human stomach is a big bag. Every day if you eat this, bag will expand. Keep looking at your weight. When you first came to work, when you first finished college, first year, second year, third year, fourth year of college, when you went into your first job, first year, second year, third year, fourth year, fifth year, sixth, seventh, eighth year of your job, is your weight going up every year? Is your weight going up, India? Your weight is going up. How is it going up? Arey bhai, thali kha rahe hai. Thali is not bad. You have not figured out what is the portion. Thali is not created by Dadi Ma Mama for you. Thali is being created by a commercial entity to feed you. Ab wahan ja rahe. We have taught, don't waste anything in this. So I would remove out the batata vada. Okay. Then the rest of the stuff, I think, what is that? That is a sabzi.
Yeah. And
There's
that's
there's a
dal.
dal, and what would that be? That's like a burji or something.
Yeah, looks like a tomato based
I think I would
curry.
go. So I would go with everything in this thali. If I had to rechange, I would remove the batata vada. I would remove the gulab jamun. I would remove the rice. If I want rice because I'm feeling a little fatigued, I would do this portion of rice if I'm in weight maintenance. But if I'm in weight loss, sugar reducing mode, cholesterol reducing mode, I would not do the grains. So what I tell India, our ancestors ate this much of rice, this much of dal, this much of sabzi. Now what we need to do, India now needs to do this. सब्जी जो इतना था, हमको इतना सब्जी खाने का है, इतना दाल खाने का, और जो राइस और रोटी इतना खाने का, क्योंकि हम सब लोग डेस्क जॉकी है. So change the way you're eating, and you will then see in the weighing scale ki bhai, I am holding my weight. Then what you can do is buy an advanced weighing scale which gives you fat percentage. If you come to my house, Saloni, at a party, I have a lovely weighing scale. It gives visceral fat. And now visceral fat is the fat internal near my stomach, near my kidney, on top of my heart. Now I've been in medical college, and I remember in the autopsy, we saw visceral fat on a heart, and it's a very, very ugly looking thing. It is yellow like plaque on top of your heart. The moment you see that, you realize you need to eat healthier. Now nobody goes inside. So the visceral fat scale is there. So what the scale does is says, by Ryan Fernando, you are 48 years of age, you stand on the weighing scale, your metabolic age when you get off the scale is 33. Because your visceral fat is 3. Now the same uncle Ryan Fernando, when he stands on the scale, he's looking at his visceral fat and it's 15, then the weighing scale ke, bhai, tum 65 years ka uncle hai. So we use some of these small things to help people make better choices on the food that we go into them. The chaach or buttermilk is good as a probiotic unless a person's allergic to dairy. Otherwise, it's brilliant. By the way, people who are desk jockeys can survive only on the palak paneer, the vegetable sabzi, and the chaach.
So, I mean, if you had to if you were forced to eat lunch out of this thali, you would just eat palak paneer, the vegetable and chas, and be happy.
Yes. And please also understand one thing is the human race has been taught to eat breakfast, lunch, and dinner from the industrial revolution point of view because people worked 8 to 10 hours in factories. We were taught in medical college that's the way you feed people. But now when you look at research and data on different diets coming out, including the OMAD, 1 meal a day diet, people have improved biochemistry, improved age in their telomeres when they're eating 1 meal a day. You've been trained as a baby to eat 3 meals a day. But we have had medical cases where it has taken us just 6 weeks to unravel your eating behavior. And now those people eat 1 meal a day. They know their calories, they know their nutrition and that. And then we start seeing people beginning to lose body fat.